Top Republicans, meanwhile, are sending a pretty pricey rescue squad to Ohio to try to salvage J.D. Vance's Senate campaign. He's polling worse than expected, and his controversial comments keep surfacing as he's not even helping his own cause. He was ridiculed online this week after he shared an Irish coffee shop owner's tweet about a sky-high electricity bill and blamed Democrats' energy policies. Again, the cafe was in Ireland, baffling critics who wondered why he didn't highlight a business in Ohio instead. As CNN's Manu Raju reports, this was Vance's race to lose, and now Republicans are working hard to stop that outcome from happening.
In just 6 weeks, Ohio voters will begin casting their ballots. Yet J.D. Vance has been difficult to find. The rookie GOP candidate goes days without any public events. And now a super PAC linked to Mitch McConnell is planning to spend a staggering $28 million on TV ads here, all to save a Senate seat once viewed as a near lock. The question even conservatives are asking,
where's J.D.?
Bill Cunningham, a longtime conservative radio host here, says that is a common question in GOP circles.
He's been spoken to by at least one U.S. senator and at least one governor he respects to kick him in the ass.
Given how this state has trended Republican in recent cycles, do you think that he's taking it for granted?
Yes. He thinks the R is going to pull him over the line. And he's probably right.
Vance has suddenly found himself in a competitive race against Congressman Tim Ryan.
Let's flip this Senate seat.
The Democrat has raised 6 times the amount of money as Vance. Ryan, in turn, has spent 8 times the amount of money on TV ads as Vance, allowing him to burnish an image as a blue-collar warrior.
So when Obama's trade deal threatened jobs here, I voted against it. And I voted with Trump on trade. I don't answer to any political party.
One thing Ryan's ads do not emphasize, he is a Democrat and often votes with President Biden.
You don't advertise that you're a Democrat. Is that because it's an implicit recognition that it's a liability here?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Democratic brand, as we know, and you and I have talked about this for a long time, is not good in a lot of these places. And I tell people, look, I'm an American. You're an American.
The GOP expects the coming ad campaign will doom Ryan by spotlighting his progressive votes in this increasingly conservative state.
You ran against her, Nancy Pelosi, but then you voted for her.
What I want people to know is, in this environment, do you have the guts to take on your own party? And from my vantage point, for me, it's a resounding yes.
Unlike Ryan, Vance is a political newcomer, a best-selling author, venture capitalist, and former Marine, who used to say,
I'm a never Trump guy.
Yet Vance won over Donald Trump and his endorsement, and that was enough for him to win the crowded GOP primary in May. Voters still say they are waiting to hear more about him.
You've seen a lot more Tim Ryan ads.
Correct.
Have you seen much of J.D. Vance around here?
Oh, no.
Vance repeatedly declined to be interviewed, and his campaign would not provide a list of his events this week, though CNN did obtain copies of invitations to 2 high-priced fundraisers. CNN tried to find Vance at his campaign office and attempted to call him on his cell phone.
I wanted to see if he'd be willing to chat.
But some Vance defenders insist he has had a strong presence across the state.
I see J.D. Vance here. I see him active. His team has been really strong.
Now, Republicans believe that J.D. Vance will ultimately benefit because Mike DeWine, the Republican governor, he's up for re-election. He's expected to win in his race, could have coattails long enough to help Vance. Plus, Democratic outside groups are not planning to spend nearly the amount of money that Mitch McConnell's group is. Republicans do expect Vance to be more public in the coming days. He is expected to attend a Labor Day parade on Saturday. And just moments ago, he was at a closed event at the church behind me here in Columbus with pastors. He did not allow any press coverage there. We tried to interview him. We put a bunch of questions to the campaign. The campaign instead sent us a statement attacking CNN. Caitlin.
Manu Raju, thank you for that reporting from Columbus, Ohio. Now let's discuss all of this with Washington Post national correspondent Philip Bump and New York Times political reporter Ested Herndon, who is also the host of the Run Up podcast. Thank you so much for being here, both of you. Ested, I want to start with you on this remarkable fight that is playing out, that's the best way to put it, between the Senate Republicans' campaign chief and their party leader, Mitch McConnell. This is between Rick Scott and Mitch McConnell over a comment that McConnell made about the quality of the candidates that Republicans have, people like J.D. Vance, and the fact that they are having to put all this money into these races. Rick Scott is not happy with that, and he said in an op-ed today in the Washington Examiner Many of the very people responsible for losing the Senate last cycle are now trying to stop us from winning the majority this time by trash-talking our Republican candidates. It's an amazing act of cowardice, and ultimately it is treasonous to the conservative cause. He is literally telling Mitch McConnell to pipe down without naming him, basically.
I mean, the subtlety is not subtle at all. And this has been a feud that's been playing out over a set of months. You've had kind of differing strategies about how they should go about trying to get back the Republican majority in the Senate. Rick Scott has hewed a little closer to Trump, has kind of stayed away from the party putting its thumb on the scales in the primary, out of that belief that you really can't anger that Trump MAGA wing of the party. Whereas Mitch McConnell, who you know is recognized largely as DC as being the mastermind of kind of Republican strategy there, has had a series of wins, kind of understanding the mechanisms of the Senate, has been pushing for a more traditional Senate candidate, someone who he thinks is better positioned to win over those independents and moderates. But it's gone beyond that. You now have criticism of Scott for how he's managed the money, about how maybe that these Senate candidates aren't meeting where median voters are. And the problem for Scott is that some of the polling is now backing the McConnell point of view. You have had candidates like Herschel Walker in Georgia, like Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania, who have been falling behind in races that we expected them to play closer in per polling because they haven't been able to keep up where the kind of energy of the party is. As issues have moved away from Republicans and have focused more on Democratic agenda and them following through, those Senate candidates have struggled, and the criticism of Senator Scott has ramped up too.
Yeah, and of course what these candidates all have in common, Philip, is that they're all political novices. They got these Trump endorsements, which helped them in their primaries. But the question then, and the issue that's playing out between McConnell and Rick Scott, is that it's not translating to general election votes based on the polling right now.
Well, this is the fundamental question the Republican Party is struggling with right now, is how much do you just rely on turning out your base, getting your base to come out and vote for you, and how much do you need to appeal to the crossover voters? Donald Trump's strategy all along, entirely from 2016 to 2020, was always turn out the base, energize the base, play to the base, get the base to come along. It worked for Donald Trump, or for Donald Trump in 2016. Didn't work for him in 2020, obviously. But this is the strategy that the Republican Party is dealing with. You saw Lindsey Graham, for example. Lindsey Graham was asked, you know, give us your pitch on Herschel Walker. And he basically just said, look, he's going to win. Right? Because he is playing the game where Republicans are going to come out and vote for the Republican. You heard the radio commentator there saying he's going to rely on that R next to his name. Is that going to be enough? That's the fundamental question. And I also think it's important to differentiate between an Oz and a Walker and a Vance and a Masters in Arizona. Vance and Masters in Arizona were both won because they got all this outside money from this guy, Peter Thiel, who's got all this cash. And now there's a fight between McConnell and Thiel about whether or not Thiel's going to come in the general. And so there's all these layers that play here, but it really fundamentally comes down to how are Republicans going to win? Base strategy or appealing to crossover?
Yeah, and they're struggling more than they thought. Another Trump-backed candidate, Sarah Palin, also lost her race last night. There have been questions over whether, you know, it's Alaska, so there are questions over whether or not you can read too much into that and what it foreshadows for Republicans this November. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it builds on the larger trends we've seen before. It's just not that Palin race in isolation. It is repeated examples. You have the special election race in New York. You have individual referendums across the country where Democratic enthusiasm has risen from the summer. I think that's probably universally recognized. You have seen the backlash, particularly after that Dobbs decision, really fuel Democrats. And you're also seeing kind of weak Republican candidates who have hewed close to Trump not getting the Trump boost, right? Trump's strategy can work, as Philip is talking about, because he finds a voter that will come out for him. It is not clear that that same type of voter will come out for a Sarah Palin, will come out for a Blake Masters, or will come out for a J.D. Vance in Ohio. What they are hoping for is that that this race becomes nationalized, right? That these individual races become wrapped up in the larger D versus R battle of polarization, and so someone can pull them over the line. I think in Alaska it has a lot of local forces in that race, but again, it builds on the larger trend we're seeing, where Democrats are feeling increasingly good about their chances in November when we started off with a kind of feeling that this might be a Republican wave year.